Hello everyone. Today we will study a topic from literature section. This is the poetry section and the third poem in your syllabus, given in the book Flamingo. The title of the poem is Keeping Quiet. It has been penned down by Pablo Neruda. First of all, tell me, what is the picture all about? You're looking at a picture wherein a person is indicating to be quiet. And the present time, where actually we all have to introspect and retrospect about what human has done, what as a society we have done. This is an apt example. We'll discuss a little about the poet Pablo Neruda. Pablo Neruda, he was born in 1904 and died in 1973. Pablo Neruda was the pen name of the Chilean writer and politician Neftali Ricardo Reyes Basualto. His works have been translated into many languages. Pablo Neruda is considered as one of the greatest and most influential poets of the 20th century. In 1971, Neruda won the Nobel Prize for Literature. Colombian novelist Gabriel Garcia Marquez, he called him the greatest poet of the 20th century in any language. We discuss about the theme of the poem. The poem is about the necessity of quiet introspection and creating a feeling of mutual understanding among human beings. In the present day, where people have fast lives, they are least concerned about their inner selves. Today, they have reached a stage where they need to find the cause of sadness and the void that has filled a major part of their lives, marring their happiest moments. Life has therefore become all about wars and misunderstandings. The poet advises the readers to break free of this routine by self introspection. We'll go by the analysis of the poem, line 1 and line 2 first, that reads, "Now we will count to 12 and we will keep still." So, this poem is about the need for retrospection, introspection, or soul searching, which may help us make peace with ourselves and others. The poet, in the first two lines, introduces the game of hide and seek, but it is a reversed one. He asks everyone to count up to 12 in their mind and urges them to be still. They would stop their babbling tongues and moving arms. It is like an exercise of meditation, gradually calming the mind to prepare it for introspection. The number 12 represents here the hours of the day or months of a year. The poetic device used is repetition and we will. We move to line 3 and 4. For once on the face of earth, let's not speak in any language. The poet discourages us from speaking any language. People should not speak in their language and they should keep quiet and speak the language of silence. Language can be a dividing factor. It leads to domination and discrimination. If, for some time, no one spoke, all discrimination would disappear in the depths of silence, and this will bring unity among all the human beings on the face of the earth. The poetic device used here is personification in face of earth. We move to line 5 and 6. Let's stop for 1 second and not our arms so much. The poet urges us to stop for 1 second and not move our arms to do any work. He asks us to keep ourselves away from negative aspects. Here, one more thing that is very important. Arms also refer to arms and ammunitions that create violence and disrupt peace and harmony. Unless right thoughts precede actions, differences and unrest will continue to prevail and threaten to tear the fabric of society. Man is a victim of his own doings. Much of the unrest on the face of the earth is a result of his progressive and forward nature. It is a gesture of dictatorship and can be interpreted as his action to dominate others. Poetic devices used in the lines. There is number 1, pun, that has been used in arms. So arms here has two meanings. One refers to the human arms and another refers to ammunitions. The second poetic device is synecdoche, where the part refers to whole. So in the line, not to move our arms so much, literally doesn't mean to arms only, but to the whole body, to any kind of the movement. Line 7 and 8. It would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engines, when everything will come to a standstill. It will be a rare situation, and this rare situation here refers to exotic moment. We all are busy in accomplishing our work and go on rushing in our lives. We should stop engines, referring to industrial activities causing harm to the environment, and stop our personal activities. And we should unite in the one tune of silence. The mechanized modern life sacks our physical and mental energy and strips us of our tender human emotions and feelings. Here, exotic moment means a unique and rare moment of beauty, world peace, universal brotherhood, compassion, and understanding. Line 9 and 10. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. So, in that moment, everyone will be calm and quiet, united with each other in a strange atmosphere. It will be strange because it has never happened earlier. In the moments of silence, human beings can experience the strength of togetherness and create a bond which binds all humanity together. This new and inexplicable feeling will be a blessing for humanity. It will be a blessing for everyone. Line 11 and 12. Fisherman in the cold sea would not harm whales. Here, the poet intends to say that no person would harm any other living being either for food or for earning his livelihood. Fisherman here represents tyrants and killers. The poet wants them to stop their work and realize their mistakes. The powerful metaphor of a fisherman, it is a comment of man's irrational exploitation of nature for his selfish interests. His actions have harmed wildlife and pushed endangered species to the verge of extinction. So, fishermen here is symbolic of the tyrants and killers. Line 13 and 14. And the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. All the people who work endlessly will get some time to look at their injuries and the damages they have caused to their body. The salt gatherer is the representative of the poor worker class section of the society. They go to any extent to earn their livelihood, and often they hurt themselves irreparably. This is another metaphor that criticizes man's obsession with material advancement. The poetic device used here is alliteration in hurt hands, thus a repetition of the sound. Line 15 and 16. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire. Green wars are the brutal wars waged by man against nature. They exploit nature for selfish reasons, which often leads to environmental degradation. They exploit nature for selfish reasons. Man's inability to appreciate his symbiotic relationship with nature results in untold suffering, and the day is not far when his own actions will threaten him of extinction. Wars with gas, fire, and the wars that human beings have fought against each other in the past and present. They make use of such devastating weapons that have the capacity to wipe out humanity from the face of earth. Those here refers to all the people who are responsible for initiating and not only initiating but aggravating wars. These wars spread mindless violence and cause a colossal wastage of precious human lives, property, sacred values, emotions, and feelings. Lines 17 and 18. Victory with no survivors would put on clean clothes. Neruda here puts forth the paradox of wars, where everyone experiences a loss and victory becomes a result for the sake of ending the wars. It warns us of a future possibility when men's inventions will go against him and destroy the human race. The deadly weapons are a proof of man's intelligence and the success of technological advancement and scientific progress achieved by him. But it is the defeat of humanity. The continuous warfare will convert this living planet into a wasteland. Man would shed his blood, soiled clothes, and wear clean clothes. He would cleanse his soul, heart, and mind of all anger and hatred. He would adopt a new approach towards life, understood the destructive nature of wars, and should realize that killing so many people is not a victory. Poetic device used here is paradox in the line victory with no survivors. That is also a hyperbolic expression. Line 19 and 20. And walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. We should walk with all fellow beings like brothers. This change in perspective will bring about love and respect for fellow human beings. The poet wants all of us to leave the path of destruction and to be united. United in the shade means peace and love towards nature, and without violence. Just like shade protects us from the harsh sun, we should protect and shelter each other as brothers and should live in peace and harmony. Line 21 and 22. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. These lines are very important. The poet here warns us that his message of silence should not be confused with total inactivity or inertia. He does not want us to stop our work, but to take some time and analyze the result of our deeds. Doing nothing and indulging in silence and stillness will refuel and refresh ourselves for a more fulfilling life, for a better life. Line 23 and 24. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. He further clarifies that his message does not have any connection with death. He just urges us to stop for a while and feel the tranquility, the solace of a positive introspection. But he does not want introspection to be confused with total inactivity or death. He does not want death to interfere in our life before time. It should come at the end of the life when we have lived full and well, without any regrets. Line 25 and 26. If we were not so single minded about keeping our lives moving, all human beings they work endlessly with the aim of completing all their tasks. They are driven by the target of survival and the threat of death. The poet comments on man's erroneous notion of progress, materialism, which is a mechanical movement forward. Line 27 and 28. And for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence. Here, Neruda says, if they pause for a while, they would be able to appreciate their achievements and their lives would become happier. By keeping quiet, we will be able to understand the true purpose of life. And that's actually very true. Line 29 to 31. Might interrupt the sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Man is treading on a path of destruction in the name of progress. In his obsession with materialism, he sacrifices his emotional needs. He wishes that he had allowed the silence of introspection to break the hold that sadness has taken over his mind. But his failure to do so brings him closer to the darkness of despair and death. Lines 32 to 34. Perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. So perhaps the earth can teach us better. Yes, it can, and it always, as it undergoes changes due to a change in seasons. In the winter, everything freezes and becomes lifeless, but the season changes again and it gives birth to a new life. The same way during autumn, when everything seems so dry, so dead. But the season changes again, and the new life begins to happen. It appears to be dead on the surface, but is actually dormant and carefully preserving the seeds of life. Human beings, too, need to keep still and quiet to rejuvenate and awaken the life forces within and to be productive. Poetic device used here is personification. Earth can teach us. Line 35 and 36, the last lines of the poem, that says, it reads like, now I will count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I'll go. The poet at the end has conveyed the purpose of his message, and he asks the people once again to take a pause, count to 12 and walk out. Pablo Neruda leaves us thoughtful and pensive at the end. He wants us to ponder upon the thoughts planted by him. He has confidence that having realized the benefits of introspection and retrospection, the readers will imbibe it as a part of their lives and the earth will be a better place to live in. It is followed by the assignment. There are 3 questions given. The word limit is mentioned in front of each question. If you have any doubt about the question or anything else that you want me to re-explain, do post your say in the comment tab. Complete the assignments and get back to me early as possible. If you have any doubt, you can go back to listen or you can post your questions in case if any are there in the comment tab. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much. Happy learning and take a very good care of yourself and your family. Thank you everyone.